So I finally added the rarest modern day Tudor to my collection, and here are 5 things you need to know about the Tudor Black Bay Harrods Special Edition. Right, so like I said, I recently got my hands on the Tudor Black Bay Harrods Special Edition, and rather than doing a regular unboxing video, I just thought I would mix things up and make this informative video instead. So hopefully this helps you in making a decision about buying this watch or not. So the very first thing you should know about the Tudor Black Bay Harrods is that this is a special edition watch and not a limited edition watch. Now, I've seen plenty of places and plenty of watch forums where this seems to be referred to as a limited edition piece, and I don't think that is quite correct. The only way this watch is limited is where you can get it from. So currently you can only get this watch from the Harrods store in London, and you actually have to physically visit the store, or somebody has to visit the store physically on your behalf to collect this watch for you. Tudor or Harrods will not post it out to you. And I know these watches are individually numbered, so there's a numbered stamp on the back of it, but there is no maximum number yet. It's not to say, you know, we're only going to produce 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 of these. Nobody has confirmed that yet. If you hear any of these numbers, they are just plain rumors to sort of maybe help the flippers flip this watch. And just to give you a bit of a context, this specific version, my watch here, is numbered in the late 6100s, so I know for sure there are at least 6,200 of these made so far. But calling it a limited edition, I don't think is correct in my opinion, because we've seen other special editions from Tudor. So the Black Bay Bronze Bukara Blue edition was also a special edition, and is still available in a Bukara boutique, so you could just walk in today and buy it brand new. So what, about 4 maybe 5 years later, that watch is still going, and who knows if that might be the case with the Harrods as well. You know, if they can sell so many of them, they might just keep producing it forever. Who knows? I would hope to see this being discontinued at some day, but as of now, I think this is purely a special edition watch and not a limited edition watch. Now, as you can imagine, with there only being one Harrods store in the entire world, it's a pretty waitlisted model. So the most popular question about this watch is probably, well, how long is the waitlist for one of these? Now, I can tell you my experience. So I put my name down for one of these back in December 2020. And I finally got the call to collect one, I think sometime around late August 2021. So that makes it roughly between 8 to 9 months roughly. So that's been my experience, and I know people who've had their watches quicker. So I've had friends who got their watch in about 4 maybe 6 weeks this time, and I've also heard stories where people have had to wait about 12 months. So at an average, I'd say, you know, expect to be around 6 to 9 months roughly. But again, when you put your name down, Tudor or Harrods will let you know exactly how long they expect it to be there with you. So this has been the second most popular question every time I've spoken to anybody about this watch is, you know, should I buy this as an investment piece? Is this something that might go up in value in future? Now, in my opinion, there are 2 ways to look at it. There's a bunch of us watch enthusiasts who just think, you know, if you like the watch, buy it to wear it, and if the price goes up, just consider it as a bonus or the cherry on the cake. But there are also quite a number of people who like to, you know, consciously get into watches which they know will retain their values, hopefully make some money as well when they come to sell it. Now, personally, me, I generally buy watches which I absolutely love, and if they happen to be watches which go up in value, that's, like I said, a cherry on the cake. Now, I should really hope that you know, at some stage they do get discontinued, and if you ask me, I'd say yes. If you have the money to put aside, definitely consider this watch as an investment piece, because like I said, this is probably the rarest modern Tudor I've ever come across, and the only Tudor I'd put my money down, you know, which I think is absolutely gonna go or skyrocket in value at some stage. And I definitely would say that because, as you can see there, I've ended up with 2 of these, and no, these are not lent to me. These are both my watches. It's a big story how I ended up with these 2 watches, but again, that's probably a video for next time. So should you buy this as an investment piece? I'd say yes, if you have the money to put away and not worry about it for the next 5 years, I think there is some potential in this. And with that, I'm going to move on to the next thing you need to know about the Tudor Black Bay Harrods. Now, don't get me wrong, I like big watches, and I started with the Black Bay Bronze as my first ever luxury or automatic watch. And this guy here is a 43mm case size, and this one, the Harrods, is a 41mm. But what I want you to notice quite clearly is that even though this is a smaller size 41mm case, the Harrods, it's actually thicker when it comes to height compared to my Black Bay Bronze. As you can see there, in height, the Black Bay Bronze is roughly about 13.8 millimeters, and that's from the dome sapphire crystal to the case back, roughly about 13.8 mil. And let's just see what the Harrods is. If I just do that there, you can see that it's roughly about a millimeter thicker than the bigger Black Bay Bronze. So this actually did catch me by surprise. So just so you're aware, case size is smaller on the Tudor Harrods, but in terms of height or thickness, this is actually a monster of a watch. It does have some chunk to it. It also has quite a lot of weight to it. So I'm holding them side by side and I can absolutely feel the weight difference. Obviously, a lot of it is because of this entire metal bracelet. Now, one thing I should say here is that this watch is currently not sized to my wrist, but even so, I'd say the Black Bay Harrods is a much heavier watch than the Black Bay Bronze, which, by the way, is already quite a chunky watch to begin with. If you're comparing it to something like the Black Bay 58, this is what I would call a featherweight watch, and also something that easily slips under your cuff, but don't expect that to be the case with the Black Bay Harrods. And with that, we come on to the final thing you need to know about the Tudor Black Bay Harrods. Now, this might seem like the most obvious point ever, but I just wanted to say this is an incredibly beautifully made watch. I mean, for a minute, let's just forget the fact that this is a special edition watch, that this has anything to do with Harrods in London. Just the color combination, just the way this is finished, and just the way this sits on your wrist, it's an incredibly well made and incredibly beautiful watch. I love every single detail about this watch, from that green sort of bezel, the warmer tones on the hour track or the minute track, whatever you call it, and then the matte black finish on that dial, along with the green accents on the seconds hand, and also with the depth rating there. Incredibly beautiful. I mean, you really have to see this watch in person and try it on to see what I'm talking about. But yes, it's an investment piece. Yes, the values are going up. Yes, it's a special edition, and at some stage Tudor hopefully will discontinue this. But even if you take all of that out, just look at it as a standard sort of Black Bay, which is technically what it is. It's no more expensive than a standard Black Bay. You could get a burgundy or a black or a blue Black Bay, or you could go for one of these. Even if it was just a simple color variation, I would still absolutely buy this watch and enjoy it for what it is. So with that, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for any more videos to come. And if you think I've forgotten something important, please let me know in the comment section below and get involved in that conversation. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Take care.